Opie Radio with Greg Opie Hughes, Carl Ruiz, and Sherrod Small in their brand new studio. Don't fuck this up, Mikey.
Your own personal Jesus. Someone to hear your prayers, someone who cares. Take second best, put me to the test. Things in your chest you need to confess. I will deliver, you know I'm a forgiver. Reach out and touch, babe. Reach out, your own personal Jesus. Reach out.
Are we rolling, Mikey?
We're rolling right now. I gotta get Carl some headphones.
Here we are in the Westwood One Studios.
Yes.
Live from Times Square, 42nd Street.
Armpit of America.
I fought through 4 fucking homeless prostitutes just to make it to the McDonald's to breathe, and then I made a break for the building.
It is wild out there, man.
This is the aftermath.
Like most of Times Square is like Disney World or Disneyland, as we all know. But this part of 42nd Street is still
got that
old
grime.
school, man. It's got the grime. It's got the dirt.
This is the last grimy block on, man. Everybody looked like they just came out of Port Authority taking a nap. It's brutal out there.
They're getting some fresh air.
There's two things Westwood One's not good at.
What's that?
Location and podcast.
Well, they're getting there. Me and Carl were talking. We were in here about a week ago checking out this new studio they built for us.
Yeah.
And it looks so much nicer a week ago.
Yo, we came in here. Turning on the lights is depressing.
Why? I think it's nice. I like this place.
We had to turn the lights on.
Right?
You know,
It
when
just
you're
felt like-
you know when you're the first guy at the gym and you got to turn the lights on.
I don't know what that means.
He knows, Sherrod knows.
I know what you're talking about.
And then those lights that take forever,
And
like
then clink, 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 clink,
yeah,
clink, clink, clink,
but they
clink.
take forever to go on because they got to warm up, and then they
Yes.
finally go on, and then you can start shooting some hoops.
This is like a public school. It's got public school lights in here.
I feel like wheels at Degrassi Junior High.
It's the asbestos in walls. You can see shit
definitely-
chipping. No doubt about it. Asbestos all in these walls.
Well, they quickly put this thing together because I think they're sick of me just wandering around with the Zoom.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But now we got in here, and the lights are a little dimmer than we.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah.
There's less lights in here.
They already took lights out?
It's a track. So they took the lights out so they could light the hallway. Yo, this is for real. Noah's fucking Ark.
You think they?
Holy.
They
You
just
think
got
they?
2 of everything. That's it.
You think they staged our new studio to make it look nice, and then as soon as we
Absolutely.
said
Did you see
right
how
on,
surprised
right?
Yes.
Timmy was like, hey, you guys are here.
As soon as we gave the thumbs up, they ran
more
in.
lights.
Oh, another light just went on. Hey,
A little LED from Walmart.
all right. Well, now we need a couple matchboxes to fix the shaky table.
Table's a little shaky, and you know it's ghost in here. You can feel the energy in here.
Really?
You know they used to fuck. Yeah, before this building was this building, even before the McDonald's was next door,
Right.
there's whores coming through here.
You know this for
crucify-
Oh yeah, it was like
crackheads
a
in
lot of
here.
shit coming through.
this
here,
was
man.
one of those spots.
One of the spots.
This was bad.
Really?
Oh yeah.
This was a
Oh
bad
yeah. There's a
building,
lot
man.
of ghost of pussy past. This motherfucker.
I know those. I know that very
Place
well.
has the feel of a fucking Civil War hospital.
Who you? Who you?
It's just ghosts aplenty. And ghosts aplenty.
There's still a few leeches.
With the wood leg and the bandage over the eye, the bloody bandage, old Civil War soldier
It's a
walking
weird
around.
mix. This is 42nd Street. First of all, Times Square, because you got hot girls mixed in
Yeah.
with just fucking animals.
Oh my God, you're right.
There's savages outside.
But it's so many hot women. You be like, holy shit, look at this girl.
I know, and they're the tourist ones. You can catch them.
Yeah.
You can catch
You
them.
can catch?
Yeah.
I've catched girls on 42nd Street.
Catch and release.
Catch and release.
Yeah, you walk through Times Square now, man.
Every once in a while, someone stops me
Damn.
like, big fan. I'm like, oh, are you really?
That's-
How big of a fan?
I saw Carl finger blasting Minnie Mouse. 23rd and 8th. You don't give a fuck there's a cartoon character. Spread them.
I like yelling at them that they're ruining the illusion because they take their heads off.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, you're ruining the illusion.
You see him having a smoke. You see Spider-Man having a smoke.
yeah.
It's like, you son
Imagine
of a bitch.
I walk through Times Square and the only person I'm nervous about is Opie. Everyone else doesn't bother me. The Minnie Mouse shitting in her own costume doesn't bother me, but Opie, you're ruining the illusion. Just makes me insane.
I like socializing. Sherrod likes to
Sherrod,
socialize with the people.
I don't think Opie understands.
Did he yell at one of the people?
No, he's yelling at everybody, bro. But I try to explain to him, I said, it's a numbers game. Sooner or later,
somebody's going to snap on him.
It's going to snap on him, and guess who's going to have to deal with it?
What?
Hazmat Carl. Clean up the fucking mess.
I'm going to have to clean it up because he's going to go right to Twitter like Anthony did and say somebody's
That's the first.
I'll be like, here we go again.
Yep. Now we got fired from the thing that we weren't working in.
I can take care of myself. I do what I want. I do what I want.
I do what I want.
Someone says that a lot on Twitter. I do what I want.
I do what I want.
You know, I mean, it's a start, guys.
I saw one video where you not attacking, but you video of the fucking dirtiest microwave in the city. And you have the dude open it. Meanwhile, his lunch is in there. I'm like, Opie has no filter. This guy has no chill.
No fucking.
I was like, oh man, that microwave is filthy. Open it up.
And the typical white response, I'm going to buy you a new one. Like, it's like the shame is okay because you're getting another one.
He's like, please let me take out the dinner my wife prepared all week for me so you can tease microwave, yes?
That's my tire shop, man.
Her wife made it with her feet, and you're fucking making fun of it.
Every 5 years, I get a blowout, and I go there to get it fixed.
Right, and you ridicule the microwave.
You saw how dirty that thing was.
That microwave looked like a fucking
it was disgusting.
a bandage.
Bro, I got a flat on the Cross Bronx Expressway, man, so I rimmed it all the way home. I'm not stopping. I'm too white to stop on the cross.
Well, you stop it.
Sherrod.
It's not the same. It's not the fucking rumble in the Bronx.
But me and Carl were talking about, though. You remember the old days of the Cross Bronx Expressway with all the burnt out cars on the side of the road? Like, if you broke down on the Cross Bronx Expressway and was stupid enough to leave your car to get help, by the time you came back, there wasn't much left.
No car.
You remember, right?
Oh, it was no car. I remember one time my mother was driving and we were up in Cross Bronx.
Yeah.
And the car was acting up. Something was overheating. She right away saw this was payphone days.
Yeah.
She got the payphone, called the cousin that we have in the Bronx. That motherfucker came down with a crew, and I think that saved us. Yeah. We would, because people was looking at the car, we locked the door, motherfucker, everybody breakdancing outside the car. Nigga, it's like, are we about to get breakdance stabbed? Am I fucking 9 years old about to get stabbed by a Puerto Rican breakdancer?
Yeah.
There would be nothing left of these cars.
They would come out. Remember the Star Wars? What do they call those? The Sand People?
Yeah.
That would just come up. That's
They'll be back in greater numbers.
It's like
the Sand People show
they
up.
scare easy, but
all you
back.
hear is like Mark Anthony in the back, and it is on.
But now it's not like that. You could have. It's white people up there now.
It's like a whole bunch of ants
Should have got
taking.
to the lemonade stand.
It was
up
2 Starbucks on the block where he broke down.
But it's like a whole bunch of ants taking apart a cricket. That's what
I know,
they do
but
to
you
your
gotta
car.
understand that. It's Opie, right? So even the white people, if they live in the Bronx, they're black to Opie.
I like how he
That's a black white person.
He compared people from the Bronx to army ants ripping a cricket apart. He's been watching a lot of wildlife stuff in the house.
And you remember the buildings, all the burnt out buildings, so they would make believe they still had windows, and they would put up plywood, and then they would paint curtains,
and flowers on it,
and flower pots and all that.
Remember when Ronald Reagan came up there, right when he first became president, right before he became president, when he was running or whatever, and came up to the Bronx. It's footage of this. Ronald Reagan in the Bronx with all the burned down buildings in like a third world country. People like, what are you going to do for us?
Knock this
and he's
shit
like,
down.
give me a chance to talk. Money. I watched that video so many times.
Did he actually say that?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were yelling at him. They were yelling at him.
But he actually said, give me a chance to talk?
Yes.
I've never seen this video.
Oh, it's so good.
I can't wait to Google that after this.
The Bronx was on fire.
Just to see
Yeah,
him
it was
in the
on
middle
fire.
of that shit. It was like a war zone. It was
Right.
like a war zone.
What are you trying to do for us?
I'm trying to tell you.
Why don't you push?
I can't do a damn thing for you if I don't get elected.
Right.
And all the, we had slumlords and people didn't build up the buildings.
But I think the kids had a blast.
Do you know what came
running
out of
in and
that?
out of all those buildings?
I remember back in Brooklyn, we used to play in abandoned buildings all the
Right,
time.
that's what I'm saying.
I remember one time, it was an abandoned building next to our junior high school.
Right.
We all up in there running around, and the floors are going, so you got to step on the beams to get.
Right.
One of my boys, a fat kid, Sam, this motherfucker steps on the ground on the third floor, falls through the floor, falls through the second floor, hits the fucking first floor.
Wow.
We jetted. We left his fat, crippled ass.
Why are you always leaving your friends behind?
That's what you do when you're a kid. You're like, you know what? I can still run.
He jumps out.
Next thing we know, he comes out limping, and he's covered in dog shit. Because he fell into a pile of dog shit on the first floor.
Yeah.
And we laughed.
That's not dog shit. That's probably homeless.
Everyone
homeless
human
shit.
You,
right?
Yeah, that's human
but
shit.
But why are you always leaving your friends, man? You jumped out of that canoe.
I stayed. That's right. I bounced, man.
The canoe story is my favorite of all
time. Survival.
You see the red flags, money, you better bounce.
You better bounce.
That's
We had the same shit in the suburbs out on Long Island, but it was when they were building all the new homes, like a brand new court with like 10 or 12 homes. And I knew I was with a bad dude because we would go, and me and my friends, we'd run around the houses and
He's
run
in
up.
there stealing pipes, nigga?
No, all of a sudden his name was Craig. I wish I could say his last name, but
shout out to Craig.
What's up, Craig?
Probably something Irish.
Doing some time somewhere.
Craig McInerney.
Do you remember though the days when you had a friend that you knew it was time to fucking move on from?
Oh yeah.
And well, that was the day where we're just doing silly, stupid. We're 12, 13-year-old horseshit running in these houses as they're half built and kind of finding excitement, going upstairs even though they don't have
kid
a
stuff.
They don't. Yeah, they don't have a staircase
Did
yet.
he kill a girl in there? This is a real big
He starts picking up the bricks and just taking out all the windows.
Oh, see.
And I'm like, come on, man. This was fun
That's
before
rule number
that.
one. You don't break the windows because then you can't squat.
But but he also liked throwing rocks at his neighbor while she was raking leaves.
Oh my God! There was this one kid in my town.
And you still hung with him after the neighbor with the relief.
Well, it was, I can't explain.
He was like, you can hit a little girl in the head with a rock, but once you break a window, they don't belong to you.
It was my other friend's mom who was getting hit by the rocks by Craig.
Right.
Because they lived next door to each other, and I was friends with that house, too.
And
he was a bad dude, man. And then he was bummed out that I wasn't hanging with him anymore. I'm like, the signs are all over the place. I got to move on.
Sometimes you got to stop hanging out. There was this kid when we were growing up. And my parents said, don't hang out with the kid. The kid's crazy.
Right.
They didn't use the word crazy back then. It was a different word, right? Don't hang out with that kid. The kid's crazy. And I was like, Ma, he's fine. So all of us go to the park, Third Ward Park in the middle of Passaic. And we're on this little bridge, and they had this nice little pond with the ducks and everything. So we're just overlooking, 6 of us are looking at the little baby ducks with the mama ducks swimming. All of a sudden, from behind us, we feel, whoo, this wind, boom, a big piece of fucking sidewalk lands on all the baby ducks and the big duck, and there's Jose smiling at us. We're like, did you just throw over the little bridge a piece of sidewalk and kill that whole duck family? He's like, crazy, right? We're like,
oh my God.
You're done, bro. You are done.
I think that's the crossroads for everybody.
And I just looked at him and said, you just unnecessarily murdered a whole family of ducks.
Well, one thing we know about this guy, he's definitely cool. He's definitely the Fonzie of your group. Y'all a bunch of Ralph Mouths.
And he was in kid jail.
What a psycho.
A year later, he was in kid jail. And then that's it. He's in the system.
Everyone knows
you know what I mean?
Everyone knows you take a potato sack, put them all in the potato sack, and then throw them in the pond.
See, that's some white. See, that's why they're serial killers. You see that? Jose just killed them instantly there. There was no plot.
Okay, I got a story.
We had one of those in our town, Centerport, Long Island, where they found a whole sack of kittens in the pond.
I got to tell you the story. I think I might have
Sherrod.
said this I told you about this on the radio before. I'm not sure. About Rhonda on my block?
No, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
I talk about it on stage now,
Here
too.
we go.
Rhonda Earl. That's it. That's his name.
Shout out to Rhonda.
She just a regular girl.
Yeah.
I'm maybe like 8, 9. She's about 15, 16 at this time. And we all hanging out. It's around summertime. It's July. It's almost July. It's like June, but it's almost 4th of July time. So we all have fireworks. Okay, we all chill. Rhonda Earl, girl now, sweet little. You look at her, you be like, this is a nice little girl.
Yeah.
She go now. I'm younger than her, so they're more in charge. The older kids. Tone's there too. My cousin Tony Rock. She goes, grabs a stray cat, takes like 4 or 5 firecrackers, shoves it in the cat's ass, lights it on fire. The cat runs under the car, and all we hear is boom.
Oh my God.
She's a 16-year-old girl, and she later became a Marine.
Really?
That makes sense.
And now she's just a grown woman with kids and stuff. You wouldn't have. But yes,
She blew up a cat.
blew a cat's ass, and then the cat came out bloodied ass.
Oh, man.
I'm like 8, 9 years old like this. What is happening? Is this Earth? Is this what Earth is about? Just to grab a cat and stick things in the ass, let alone fireworks.
So the cat survived?
I mean, it just ran off and died somewhere.
No kidding. And you see Rhonda to this day?
I haven't seen her in a while, but if I go like maybe 8 years ago, a block party, I see her.
Yeah.
I'm like this. Hey, she's like, hey, want some potato salad? No.
One thing is, when I was a kid, I grew up Latino with Latino friends, and Latino people are a little better adjusted than crazy white kids, right? So my father started making money, so then they put me in like a private school because I was a problem. I was a problem for everything, right? My first answer to everything was, no, I don't care. Sit down. No, I don't care. So I was a problem. So they put me in a rich white school. So the first party I go to with these white kids, I completely didn't understand the culture.
Yeah.
Right? So we go to this party in this other town. So like the kids had cars. I didn't have a car.
Right.
So it's like 10 deep inside of a brand new Nissan Pathfinder. We go to this party.
Okay.
Everybody's dropping acid. I'm hanging.
It's white kids. It's white kid stuff. Yeah.
Everybody. So now we walk into a house party, beautiful house. Everybody's on acid.
Right.
So it's zombie land, and I'm walking through this whole thing, right? There's this big heavy girl, and she wanted to go into the hot tub, and I hear my buddy mumbling behind me, if that fucking girl goes into the hot tub, I'm going to kill her. And he keeps mumbling. And I'm like, ha ha, because I thought it was funny. I look at his face, I'm like, oh, shit.
Was it his house?
No, we're a guest. So the girl's like, oh, so the hot tub was on the second floor, offset on the deck. Beautiful house.
Nice.
And here comes this girl, and she gets down to her skivvies. She's thick.
Right.
Like, even for us, bro.
Like a
Even
big
for
girl.
me and you. It was like,
you're not talking like thicker than a Snicker. You mean
No. I'm talking about a case of chocolates.
Okay.
A fundraiser box.
Excuse me, you want to buy some chocolates for my basketball team? I got a box of them.
She's a fundraiser. Yeah, that kind of chocolate.
But you look 30 years old.
Why does she have a goatee?
I'm a player coach.
You have a goatee on your back.
I start scratching my head. I'm like, something here doesn't make sense.
So he's behind me, and now he's working himself into a fucking froth.
Like to himself.
Just talking to himself. And I'm
Lord
like,
mercy.
I'm not telling him to stop because I don't want to be part of it.
Right.
You know, where we come from, you don't tell people to stop.
Right. This is a white guy doing
White
this?
kid.
Okay.
On acid.
Oh, boy.
Picks up a can of beer, full, right out of the little cooler they had there, and wings it across the room and hits her right in the head like a sniper. Splits her fucking head open. Now she's bleeding. Not done yet. He goes nuts and just starts throwing shit everywhere. There's a dog, a golden retriever, downstairs.
No. Oh, Bubba,
Scream,
no.
barking, rah, 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 because there's a commotion.
Right.
Grabs 2 more beers, starts hitting the dog. Okay? Everybody knows the party just popped off. We got to get out of there.
Right.
So now I'm in a car
With him?
with him. We're driving away. I said, stop. I get out and go into the bushes. Right?
Right.
5 minutes later, I hear the fucking police sirens and whatever. They get pulled over down the road.
Right.
One of the kids in the car, his father's a New Jersey State Trooper, had his father's gun.
Oh.
Everybody went to jail.
Oh, no kidding.
And I sat in the bushes all night.
I don't blame
like
you.
Jason Bourne, just waiting for it to cool down. Walked all the way to the highway, pay phone, collect, and got picked up the next day. Everybody else went
to jail.
And no one, like anybody else in the car, and they were everyone's on acid. But they forgot about me 100%, which was the best thing that happened.
Yeah, no kidding. You lucked out.
Beat up the dog with beer cans, split the girl's head open with a beer. It was a disaster.
Well, one thing's for sure about this situation.
Yes.
It was the best senior year ever.
And junior year. and that's when I realized white kids unhinged.
What did you do last summer?
Kill the girl, beat a dog up.
Right.
Almost shot somebody with my daddy gun.
Sherrod, it was just so much shit happened. I'm like,
That's
what do you
bananas.
Like the next time, I'm like, what do you mean he had his father's gun? Like what?
What was going through your head between leaving the party and before you jumped out the car? Because it had to be inner turmoil and panic.
I was like, I don't know where I'm at. I know the heat's coming.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, let me get out. And when I got in the car, I noticed that they were so panicked driving over. The minute they went over someone's lawn onto another street, I said, stop. And he stopped. You know how he stopped? By putting it in park.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, boom, I'm out. I'm out. And then I hear, and they got it again. And I went right into the bushes.
What kind of bush?
Shut the fuck Get the fuck out of here.
I think it's Nantucket again.
This motherfucker.
What kind of bush?
Stay close to the mic. Tells to a guy that has headphones on.
What's going
You
on,
sound
Mike?
good. I thought you
Carl
sounded
wasn't
right.
close to the mic. He doesn't have good mic technique in the new studio.
Because I don't even have headphones.
Yeah, man,
And
we got to
this-
get headphones.
First of all, in the studio, it's hard not to be close to the mic. It's tiny in here. The mic's up my ass.
Yeah, it's a little on the small side. You notice how big that room is, though,
Yeah,
for the
look at
producer?
Mike's side.
Yeah, why is that so big over
I
there?
don't know.
This place is a fucking sham.
It's a Ponzi
This is
scheme.
so Ponzi.
Right.
You're lucky to be alive, man. All those kids lucky to be
Yo,
alive.
I'm going to tell you something, man.
But that's-
the father got in trouble. Everybody.
I mean, how could he
Sergeant, state police.
But that's the crossroads that everyone faces, and you either fucking bounce or you stay with that crew.
But let
and-
me tell you something. One thing I learned from Sherrod, in the hood, you learn very early to bounce because things escalate
quickly.
Because see, in the white world back then, the cops never got involved, right? So it would always stay between kids and shit. But in the
Right.
hood, all of a sudden you get some, Mr. Frank McSorley fucking shows up from the precinct
And when I fucking-
just splitting heads.
I'll show these niggas who's boss down here. These are my streets. It's like, I'm 8 years old, sir.
I'm just trying to get ice cream.
I can't even cross the street. Why are you kidding me?
Oh, God.
But it's the truth, right, Sherrod? So whenever things escalate to the point where I'm like, all right, police can be involved.
Yeah.
As a minority, you'd be like, you got to get out of here because they would treat you like an adult. You'll get shot like a regular fucking person.
Jeez, I just don't
Whereas
have
in
that.
the suburbs, they'll literally sit there with their dad's guns, and be like,
Yeah.
I don't understand why you're touching. I'm like, what is going on here?
I just don't have that experience.
Oh, no.
I simply don't have that
Well, look at
experience.
you, man. I mean,
Yeah, the cops show up and go like this to Opie. Who hurt you?
exactly.
Are you okay? First off, are you okay? Can I get you a drink or something?
You look parched.
Which one of these monkeys put their hands on you? Are you okay, Opie? I listened to the show.
Big fan.
I didn't even understand black until junior high school.
Oh, the cops show up in Opie's
When you needed a point guard?
7th grade was when I had my first experience with black kids.
Was it on the basketball court or was it in school?
How much
What
did
was
you
it?
pay for them?
No,
What do you mean experience?
No, then I liked hanging out with the black guys in high school way more than the white guys, and I played basketball.
ball, so that's
no,
definitely
but how I was
branch.
brought up, but we didn't have any interaction. Well, except for the fresh air fun kids. Yeah.
Doesn't Opie look like the one?
Fresh air fun, kid.
I thought I told you this story.
What?
Very Centerport, Long Island is very Catholic, and
I used to beat the shit out of these kids. Tell me
no,
about these
no,
kids
no,
who got
no.
busted into an ass whooping.
no, there would be a program where they would bust a black kid in,
Bust them out, yeah.
and then
This is
we
so
had our own.
What do you mean bust a black kid in? You mean kids? You don't take a whole bus for
No,
one
each
black
family had one. We
Okay.
all got a black kid for the summer.
Oh my! Hold on 1 second.
Holy
Sherrod
shit.
went weak.
What kind of Angelina Jolie summer camp?
And I remember how wrong it was at the time being just a little kid. So
What kind of selfish
I
shit
forgot
is
her
this?
name. She was cool as hell. We loved her. She lived with us for a while, but my
Sherrod's-
my memory's not. It's so long ago. I don't know if she was there for the summer or for a couple weeks. I really don't know. Then we went to the big pool at Camp Alvernia. The whole community went with their
awful.
black kid for a swimming day.
Right? The whole community with one black kid.
Each family had one black kid.
And they all brought them all to the pool the same day. Y'all had to bring your nigga to the pool day? Jesus Christ.
But
Did
they
you
met-
grow up in the early 50s?
But they meant well.
What part of Germany was
You
it?
Yes.
remember the fresh air fun.
I remember Fresh
Okay.
Air Fun. I remember
All
all
right.
that kind of shit. I remember all...
And this is my 12-year-old memory, so maybe I'm messing it up a little bit. But
So-
that's how I remember it.
And then y'all all showed up, and then the black kids immediately run to each other at the pool like this. You okay? Holding hands, singing Kumbaya, trying to fucking get a group out of there. Trying to get helicoptered out.
Trying to escape Alcatraz.
We make the break tonight, guys.
Right.
Breaking out through the hot tub like Victory, the old soccer movie with Pele, just running off the field.
All I remember how weird it was because I grew up in a very white, town.
Of
and,
course, if you're
and then
reporting black
these
people for
extremely
pool day.
white families now all of a sudden had a black kid because they thought they were doing
the
something
right thing.
good.
Yeah,
Did they give him white names for the weekend? Like, his name's Craig this weekend.
Yeah. I know those black kids in there pretending like the food's good. No, I love raisins in my everything. Boo. Fucking boo.
I love this raisin salad that you made.
Raisins in the meatloaf? Why not?
Hi, throw a little honesty out there, and this is what you get. But I remember how weird
sand in it before.
I remember how weird it was, though. That's all. That's all I'm trying to say.
It seems weird, but it's good natured.
I don't even think they have that program anymore.
I would hope not.
That was
Sherrod,
like,
I bet you remember how much undercover racist shit those white families must be doing. Like they bought watermelon at the shop, right? Like before
they love this. Then they burnt the sheets after the kid left. Burn them. We don't got no need for them. Either burnt them or wore them.
Exactly.
Also,
they wore them with the scent.
Also in our town, very Catholic community, the Vietnamese kids came in.
Yeah,
you remember that?
Now that was different.
Yeah. You remember that?
Oh, you mean the wave of adoptions?
We're more or less on this around the same age.
Yeah,
around the Vietnam era, when that whole situation blew up, there's a lot of kids without families. So the Catholic churches,
archdiocese,
were adopting Vietnamese kids left and right, and our neighborhood had a lot of them. And one family, God, I wish I could name names. I just don't want to get in trouble. But it was a huge Catholic family.
Right.
They took 2 in.
Let me get this straight.
Treated them like shit.
They must have had a garden.
Let me get this straight.
They had a garden?
The Catholic Church was involved with children at some point? Taking them away and doing what?
But these kids...
You know those kids was getting fucked, man.
These kids would come to school. They wouldn't know one word of English. They would have that damn dictionary, English, Vietnamase to English, whatever the hell it was.
Right.
And by the time we graduated, they were the smartest kids in the entire high school.
Yeah.
Like way above everybody else.
They came in hungry, money.
Yeah.
They came in hungry, yes.
Where are they going to go? They're stuck in some house. They can't even watch TV. You probably got them in the closet.
Y'all in there playing Ataris and ColecoVisions, nigga. They in there fucking building a robot to take back their homeland.
They're upstairs with war paint hunting a cat.
By the way, to bring this all the way around to what me and you were talking about before we ran into Sherrod today, remember the Vietnamese kid under the tree with the lightning?
Yeah.
That's the family.
Wait, what happened under the lightning?
I was also a caddy growing up.
Right.
It's the only other job I ever had.
Right.
And I remember distinctly, these thunderstorms would come rolling in, Huntington Crescent Club out there on Long Island. And this Asian Vietnamese kid that I knew very well, he was adopted by this very Catholic family. He was a caddy, and he went under this massive tree during a huge thunderstorm, and a bolt of lightning split that fucking thing in half while he was under it.
Wow.
Yes, and we laughed ourselves silly.
What a lucky son of a bitch he is to survive the white man and white lightning. White lightning and the white man couldn't kill him.
How lucky, too, because, he's got metal golf clubs.
He was holding the bag?
Well, no, the bag was nearby, but it hit the tree above him and split it right in half.
Wow.
Joe, what's up?
Oh, that's his name, Joe?
His American name.
Ah, the white man's the devil. You know his name is Chong Lee or some shit. Calling him Joe.
His real name is some kind of airplane noise.
That's a remote control airplane.
Right.
It's a kid in a remote control
Just trying to fly my...
Oh, man. As soon as the Catholic Church got their hands on him, they was like this, you don't need that name no more. You're James now.
Bro, now that we know all the shit that was going on with the Catholic churches,
brutal,
and they're bringing Vietnamese kids in that can't speak English, what the fuck do you think was going on?
They was fucking them kids. They were fucking them kids. The kids was getting fucked.
Let me tell you something. My mother was super involved with the church. I told you this before. And then I was a problem child, I guess. You guys all know that. But my parents said...
Catholic too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mother said, you should go to the local church and, after school...
Oh, yeah, you told me this. That's right.
After school, you go there and stay with the priest and be with Jesus and this and that. First day, the Monsignor got arrested for burying a bunch of altar boys.
Really?
Oh, my God. He had his own Ibiza club in his room.
And then your father come get you?
And my father came in a white Cadillac. Get in the car.
Grabbed them right out of there.
I was killing pigeons in the back all day. Fuck, yeah.
And they were just moving them around.
Yeah,
Probably, but
they were just doing trades like the NBA.
They had to
now you go over there.
Yeah. And go fuck up some more kids.
Yeah, and they would send these guys knowing what kind of problems they were, but they just want them out of their town, and they moved on to another town and had started all over.
Look, they pay back a lot of money, these priests. I mean, the church did try to do some good after this. Come on, boys. Don't
remember
come down on the church now.
Oh, boy.
Our Lady Queen of Martyrs. Shout out.
Shout out, Queen of Martyrs.
Shout out. I remember.
15th place conference champion basketball.
Nice. That beats last year.
I remember the priests were living a really nice life when I was caddying. Once again, Huntington Crescent Club. What's up? A lot of shout-outs today. And the priest got a free membership to the Huntington Crescent Club.
Right.
Rolling up in a brand new fucking caddy. We would have to run down. He would pop that hood of the trunk.
And you would take all the kids
new, state-of-the-art.
Kids run out. Help me! Sunshine!
50 kids came running out with underwear.
All they wanted to do was
Their underwear was on backwards.
The underoos on backwards. That's a faded Aquaman.
All he wanted to do is drop off his brand new golf clubs, and he lost 2 or 3. They did the run for freedom.
Exactly. I went to get my 9-iron, and Jimmy ran out.
Oh well, we make more.
We'll send from the other parish.
That's hilarious. But these guys had money. I'm like, what the fuck?
Some make bank.
Yeah, they back then. I don't know.
There's a lot of shade going on there, and it's a shame because inherently it's a good religion. You know what I mean? It's just a simple peace.
Plus, it's human nature. You do your side deals. What, you want your baby christened? Let's leave this between me and you. We ain't got to tell the church about it. I got the church on Saturday.
Right.
So they do that kind of same human shit. You get a hookup and a side pay. You give a nigga $500. You give your kid one of these crosses. And
my church, they baptize you at your house for $10. You can get baptized.
But it's money.
Yeah.
They get money.
Yeah, they do.
They make the money in the weddings and
shit.
Yeah.
So.
But some, don't have anything. Some just live in a brother's house.
Yeah.
And might go on
Franciscans,
vacation once in a while.
They have that vow of poverty. Those are the good ones.
Yeah. Can I go back to the Cross Bronx Expressway?
Oh, here we go.
No, because I remember another story. So most people know I really did grow up very poor, one of 7 kids, and then we were always taking in kids and stuff. And when our cars got old, my dad would drive them off like he was getting rid of a dead pet.
And just leave it in the Bronx?
And he would leave the cars somewhere.
Somewhere. Where you leave them?
Well, I'm leading.
Black neighborhoods?
Yeah.
No, I'm leading to that. He definitely had a spot.
Okay.
But when he got older, so over the years, all of a sudden our old car would be just missing. He's like, yeah, it's gone now. It would be very vague. But we're like,
shitty was that car that you couldn't sell it?
But
maybe insurance money.
One of 7 kids, man. We had a Volkswagen bus that they took the seats out to fit more kids in there.
Wow.
So we would hold on to where the seatbelts were strapped to the bottom, bolted into the bottom.
Would it kill these Catholic monkeys to wear condoms?
You want to hear a story? My mom had 7 kids in 6 years, okay? And she went to...
Are you a Wahlberg? Jesus Christ.
She went to Our Lady Queen of Martyrs because now my dad is not making that much money. We have a lot of fucking mouths to feed.
Right.
So she went down to the church for help. Like, you fucking people told me to have all these kids. Now I need some fucking help. And she didn't really get the help.
They didn't help out?
She turned her back on the whole Catholic religion. She starts seeing the hypocrisy of the whole fucking thing. Yeah, because we were struggling. And she went to the church like, hey, man, it's part of the religion, have as many kids as possible.
Jesus.
Right.
So fast forward 30 years, she comes up to Opie. Opie makes believe he's the church. Can't help you.
I helped. I
get
helped.
them started every time.
They took my caddy money.
Look at him. OCD over there with the pennies. Now he's all fired up.
Mike will tell you a caddy story. He knows. Superfan Mike.
Superfan Mike.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember the story. Yeah. Remember that time with the wrestler?
Oh, no, she took my money. Now I'm older, I guess. I'm sort of over it. She did what she had to do. All right. But
she should have killed you when she had the chick.
All right, don't laugh too hard at that. I don't mind you laughing, but
You know how many opportunities that woman had to kill you? I said, nah. Let him keep breathing.
Joey, make that a loop for my phone.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That was perfect.
But with us having 7 kids, we were on the low side, man.
Yeah.
You know what?
There were families in my neighborhood, 10, 12. It was insane how many kids.
That's all Catholic neighborhood, huh?
And it was because of the Catholic faith. They would all tell you that.
Yeah.
I mean, and they would tell you to try the rhythm method and all that horse shit, but obviously,
They wanted more asses in the seats.
Yeah,
That's
they
what
did.
They do. They ain't fucking around.
Yeah,
I don't want to
man.
jump into this.
So the car story. So every once in a while, our car would just be gone, and my dad would basically be like, "Don't worry about it." It's the exact same thing he would do when our pet would be dead in the morning. Next thing you know, it's gone. He would just bring it somewhere. We always thought he brought it to the vet.
Right.
But we're convinced he just walked up in the woods and just dumped it.
But what happened? Your pet just dead.
Pets die. All of a sudden, you wake up one morning, you go to the pet. In our case, we named all our dogs after soda. So there's Sprite frozen on the floor. Then my dad would take care of it, and then my mom.
But there's 7 kids. You tell me there was no investigation?
Stiff is what I'm saying. Just stiff. And then
Mike, you're a cop, right? House with 7 kids. Sprite ends up frozen on the floor.
He died from natural causes. Somebody cut his throat.
Aren't you going to ask some questions?
You separate them all. Someone's going to knock somebody out.
What's he saying?
No, man, we killed enough dogs on our own by accident. So
What kind of accident?
leaving the door open, and we lived on a very busy highway. We lost a lot of pets, and my mom's way of dealing with it was to get a brand new puppy immediately. No one's allowed to mourn. No one's allowed to mourn. Let's get right to it. Here's a brand new collie.
Yeah, that's why they have all the kids, just in case you lose one.
Every time Opie did something wrong, they would just get pregnant again.
You know what? Whatever. I'll let you have your laugh. But this is what you don't know about me. I was the good one.
Yeah.
I never caused problems, believe it or not.
Of course not.
And that's probably why I'm like this today, because I finally have to act out, because I didn't act out when I was a kid. But anyway, with the cars. So my dad, as he was getting older, all of a sudden these cars would disappear when we were done with them, and he couldn't afford to, keep it together. He fucking dropped one off a half mile from our house in a parking lot.
So you would see
and my younger brother would come home like, yeah, Dad, our car's. He's like, don't. He's still with the don't worry about it. And then he's trying to say it's not our car. And my brother would be like, but it has the Geneseo sticker. Well, that's the college I went to. So he got a little lazy in his old age. He dumped it a half mile away, and his thought was, someone will grab it and tow it away and do something with it.
Good for him.
Was it not running, though?
No, we ran him into the ground.
Right.
And we didn't really get a lot of brand new cars, so, yeah.
Couldn't he take it to like a chop shop or some shit and get some piece of money for
I guess. He did it, though.
He didn't.
I remember when, before my grandfather passed away, he started stealing shit.
Right. Like what kind of shit?
He would just go to the stores and just shoplift.
If you're an old person, you can steal.
So I remember my mother. My mother's so funny. So it was Christmas time, and he got pinched in November during Thanksgiving, just robbing the CVS candy corns, fucking, toothpaste.
How old was he at this time?
27. No, he was like 85, 86.
Okay, yeah, they need to let that man go.
So my mother calls me, and then my brother calls me. And my brother annoyed me so much because he's so clinical.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, Carl, we have a problem. I said, what's the problem, asshole? He says, abuelo. Like he would talk in English, but then throw the Spanish name, which made me insane. Abuelo. I'm like, Grandpa, motherfucker, Grandpa. All right? You sound like a fucking Sofia Varga. So Abuelo's shoplifting, and it's causing some concern in the family. I'm like, the family? Mom? You know what I mean? Like, all right, well, so let him steal. Fucking, is he in jail? No, they let him go. I said, well, tell him I'm going to go pay for whatever. Let the guy fucking steal. He's been stealing his whole life. He's the best at it.
Yeah.
You know? So Christmas time comes, and I buy him a jacket with a lot of pockets in it.
Oh, no.
I go, Grandpa, this is for the store.
Enjoy.
And his fucking face, from ear to ear, he looked at me. I remember he's just sitting there, his hands are shaking. He looked at me and goes, you love me.
You brought your grandfather a stealing jacket.
I bought him a stealing jacket. I mean, I went to the Army Navy. You know the ones with the pockets everywhere?
Oh, my God.
Oh, he must have weighed 30 pounds coming out of CVS. An extra 30. It looked like a flak jacket.
It's like, sir, your jacket's bleeding. Got a steak in it.
I miss that old man.
An animal.
He didn't give a fuck about nothing.
Good for him.
He didn't give a fuck.
Especially when you get old, right?
Oh, we were sitting at the house, and my brother brings, soon-to-be wife, and I'm there with some girl, and it's like Thanksgiving, some Easter, whatever bullshit. And my mother starts running her mouth about how men are unfaithful now, and when she was growing up, men could stick through a marriage and this and that, and that. And my grandfather and my uncle are just watching this whole conversation, and they're looking at each other like laughing. My grandfather goes, I'm going to explain to you why we didn't cheat in my town. I'm like, why? Well, there was a whorehouse on the way home from the sugar plantation, so we would stop at the whorehouse, and we were clean.
Yeah.
We'd come home and go to sleep. And my uncle goes, my mother goes, how do you think we got your name? And they both start fucking laughing. I said, this is the two most savage human beings I ever met in my life.
Wow.
But that was it. Because my mom has like a fantasy idea. I'm like, nothing's ever changed.
No.
They stopped at the whorehouse every day. Wow. My grandfather would laugh. He goes, they always thought we made $40 less than we did.
That's the way to do it, man.
That's old school, man. Old school, man.
That's the way to do it.
I love that. And he's telling this like in front of like a Harvard, like my brother, my brother's like, Abuelo. I'm like, boo! Your girl looks like a man.
Oh, come on, man. Oh, come on.
Feed that dude.
Oh, my God.
Get that dude out of here. My girlfriend's sitting there. She's got glitter on her stomach, chewing gum, Thanksgiving.
Popping it.
She's stretching it out with her finger, looking at my grandfather.
Carlo, when we leave it?
Carlito. Your brother corny, yo. Why your mother got that fake red hair, yo? She looks stupid. My dad wants to bang her.
Yeah, why not?
Bring her down to the garage. You see my Cadillac? I'm like, yo, my dad's about to bang this girl.
Oh, my God.
That's growing up, man.
That's growing up. God, we all grew up so differently. Yeah. You two probably grew up similar
you more than
in
us,
a way,
I
maybe?
I mean, I don't know.
We were so isolated out
Me
there.
and Sherrod probably had the same style.
Yeah.
But
Pretty
Sherrod's
much.
a smart
Urban
kid. You
city.
went to good schools and shit, right, Sherrod? You're a smart kid.
Yeah.
You're still a smart dude.
Because sometimes in the hood, when you're stupid, you turn into some crazy shit. That's when the shit gets. Smart
Either
kid.
you got a warrant or you learn how to be a mechanic.
Exactly. Like I would look at kids, I'm like, you don't know how to play basketball? Fuck, you're fucked. Like, you don't want to learn? You don't want to do something?
A lot of kids in my neighborhood went to college, though. Like my generation.
Right.
Like before
What
that.
time?
Maybe
What
not.
time?
Maybe
did
the
you
generation before.
What time you grew up in?
I grew up in Bed-Stuy in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. I
But
knew
you
it was
get these
Brooklyn.
clips of like achievers, right? Like these little pockets.
But
of people
Bed-Stuy
that
was
really
pretty
try.
nuts back then.
But we also had a lot of black homeowners and shit. Like my whole block was most of the block is owned by black people.
Right.
A lot of them from the islands.
Yeah.
Or it's south, like this North and South Carolina, Virginia and shit like that.
Right.
But that was like the whole strip of Decatur Street was like that all the way up. It was all black people who owned this shit. Brownstones.
I ran out of water.
You need more water?
I don't think there is more. Is there more?
You got to go to the faucet.
Thanks, Mike.
The Mike's getting some water.
You're
Good.
going to dip it in the toilet for you.
That's definitely.
I see you're on your bike a lot this summer.
Oh, yeah, I got to stay on that bike,
Look,
man.
Sherrod, just notice what happened right now.
What?
Well, he's got one for me. He's got one coming, right?
If he does it,
What?
we're going to burn this.
I'm going to flip this stupid IKEA table.
Your water's on the way, I think.
Where's my water, yeah?
I don't think the water's coming.
But
I haven't done as many loops in the park. You're making me jealous with those videos.
I'm out there. I had to stop doing videos or something one time.
Why?
Because people would show up. So if I show like air them right away,
Right.
people would show up where I'm at, like, hey, I came to ride with you. I'm like, damn it.
We should do a ride with everybody in Central Park.
We can do that.
How much fun would that be?
That would be fun.
Count
We should
me
do it.
out.
Why?
Come on.
Then
We'll get you an electric bike.
I'll get one of those Chinese delivery bikes. I'll be with you.
Oh my
You can
God.
rent those right on 58th too. They got.
Wait, they rent the Chinese delivery bikes?
A lot of those guys who deliver the food, they don't own their bikes. They rent it from the bike shop that put the motors on.
Those things are so illegal in New York City
They're
now.
getting faster,
But
right?
they
Isn't
don't.
it me?
But they don't care, and they don't
know
give
why?
those guys tickets because they know Whitey needs their food.
Because police officers need their food too.
Right.
It's like, nigga, you fucking up your own order.
Right.
Well, Mike, the Chinese delivery bikes that are illegal.
Everybody's got
Off
them now.
limits.
Off limits. See?
They deliver the food up.
Everybody wants
Yeah,
to eat,
of
man.
course.
Even the cops make an order.
But they was it De Blasio made the law? Mm-hmm. That son of a bitch.
That German nothing.
He's a bum.
He really bugs me.
Fake name bum.
Yeah, poisoning
Fake
kids with that
Italian.
lead poisoning. He tried to.
we
real slick
have
with
this
his.
mayor that I don't know who likes him.
Nobody. He's
He's an ultra
Tammany
liberal,
Hall
like
style.
hardcore liberal, like pretty far.
He's liberal for everybody except him because he's just raking in the money. Him and his little squad in there.
Yeah, that's
City Hall.
what it's all about.
I knew he was a scumbag, and I've obsessed about this for years. When there was a snowstorm and they were outside his house, and he was shoveling only his part of the sidewalk. I'm like, I'm getting a yes, an acknowledgement in the other room.
That's a jerk move.
And I'm like, this guy is a dirtbag. Because all the cameras were there, and it was, I forgot what it was. Like, he was showing, like, I'm a regular guy. I'm shoveling my sidewalk. All New Yorkers should do this. And if he would have shoveled his neighbor's part of the sidewalk, then, that would have looked good.
At least a little bit of it. He perfectly did not.
It was perfect.
It was
a perfect cutout.
No.
Right, it was a perfect cutout.
So anal.
Oh, I don't like that guy.
He fooled me with his Jackson 5 son and that lesbian wife. They got me in. I thought it was a sitcom.
Oh, God, I wish I could say that. I wish I could say that.
The Jackson 5 son or lesbian wife?
That's a great line.
It's all a scam. It's all a scam.
Yeah.
What's great about New York, though, New York will survive any mayor.
Yeah,
it's such a city that it just throws you off like a flea. But let me tell you, like, there's sometimes that the liberals, the ultra liberals here in New York, they think they're helping, but they're actually hurting. There's a funny law here that just happened in New York. Mike, you probably know this law. Don't answer because I don't have headphones. I don't know what the fuck you would say. So they just passed a law in New York that you can't smoke in your own apartment if you're in a subsidized building, like the projects, right? So that makes so if you're in a state-run building, you can't smoke in your apartment.
Right.
Sounds okay. Yeah. Like, we just want to make it a healthy environment for everybody.
Right.
But this is the reality of this law. Now you got cops walking the hallways, and just from they could say they smelled smoke and could break into your house.
That's crazy.
And here comes it back in the system again.
That's in state buildings, not in private.
And not in private buildings. In state buildings right now in New York City.
Yeah.
It's illegal to smoke in your own apartment.
Oh, you know what? It's kind of all because like if you live in the projects and shit like that, and you smoking weed or anything in there, you can lose your apartment.
Right.
That's always been the rule. Even you selling drugs.
They can't come in now.
They can't come
now
in,
they
right.
can come in.
That's crazy.
If they smell the cigarette smoke.
But they can just say, and because I'm saying laws are made for abuse, right? So now you get some crooked cop in there saying he wants to fuck with somebody.
Yeah, he just want to fuck with you.
I smelled smoke.
Yep.
And he's in there.
Yep. It's treading. It's a way to tread on you, nigga.
Right.
You
don't realize they just give away those little bit. It sounds like
that's how you lose your freedoms.
Thing,
little tiny
and
ways.
then your freedoms go away. You gotta leave it like the Wild West, man, because if not, someone crooked with power is gonna come after you.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Christ.
You don't have to worry about that in your building. No one smokes.
Nah, they got to get past your door, man, and your island of security.
They should have killed you when they had the chance.
How's it feel to live in Trump Tower?
That's funny. Imagine people that live in that Trump Tower, they must be exhausted with that bullshit.
You see Bethany's boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, just died in there.
Did he really?
Yeah, Bethany Frankel, they found him opioid, I think.
From New Jersey not New Jersey.
New York.
Yeah, New York Housewives.
Yeah, they found him dead in that Trump building. Yeah, they did.
A little OD, opioids, right?
I mean,
those damn opioids.
They killing people.
You think?
The pharmaceuticals. First of all, 1 out of 6 people have prescriptions for opioids in this fucking country. 1 out of 6.
Yeah.
So, but the pharmaceutical companies know how much they're pushing out there, and they know who buying it. They don't care who buys it because they're making them all the money.
Yeah, they're big pharma.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Awful people.
Yeah, you go in with a sprained fucking wrist from playing football or something. Next thing you know, you're addicted to heroin.
And that's why I'll talk about this on stage, too, how Pharma, the company that makes Ambien, came out on Twitter like, hey, Roseanne, racism is not a side effect
right.
of any of our products. I'm like, first of all, Pharma, hilarious. Second of all, shut the fuck up, you drug dealers.
Right.
Drug dealers don't get to tease you on social media.
I know, right?
You sell drugs, you kill my uncle, nigga.
They kill a lot of people.
That's how amazing drugs are, though. Those commercials, and they tell you all the side effects, and it's a laundry list, and people are still like,
still do it.
I want some of that.
Because Pharma's acting like if it was a pill that had that side effect, they wouldn't sell it.
Right.
They would because we would buy it.
Yeah.
If you could take a pill right now that would knock a migraine headache out of your head in 2 seconds, but it might make you racist. You taking that fucking pill.
It might make you more.
By the way, they do have that drug. I had a massive allergy attack, and I was in the hospital. I couldn't fucking see. My whole face was shut down.
Right.
And I had the worst headache of my life. And my brother brought me to the hospital. I couldn't fucking see. He got me into the emergency room. They still made me fill out paperwork, by the way.
While you couldn't see.
I couldn't see, and it was obvious this allergy attack was getting worse by the second.
Right.
So then they put me in a bed in the back, and they give me a Benadryl drip. Well, first, I got an IV, and I got my headache. They're like, oh, that'll go away in seconds. They put something in that IV. That fucking headache went away in seconds. And then they did, I'm assuming, some hardcore Benadryl type of shit in the IV. My brother's sitting over me on the bed going, holy shit, Ope. I'm watching your face go back to normal in real time.
Crazy.
Like that.
Now, did you care about the side effects? You didn't give a fuck about the side effects of that shit. It's like, make me feel better.
Right.
And that's how we feel as humans.
Yeah.
We don't give a fuck about no side effects.
Yeah, but these doctors are, I don't know if you want to call them lazy, but, these kids come in with these injuries, and all of a sudden they're giving them Oxy.
Yeah. Because they get paid by the pharmaceutical companies to prescribe them.
Of course,
too, so.
We all know that
it's
shit.
It's a two-way. They're getting paid all around.
And then they get the hot reps selling the drugs. She comes in with her cleavage like, hey, I got some new stuff for you. I know them all in the restaurant
business. We work hand in hand.
What do you mean?
Same shit.
They all come in?
They drop their black card or American Express, and they said, there's 12 doctors coming.
You can't.
And that's when you see the real shit what doctors are.
Yeah, you can't stop Big Pharma. They hire those. They're basically Playboy models to sell the drugs for them. And they go from doctor to doctor, showing them all the stuff, giving them samples.
Yeah, bending over.
Oh, they bend over.
This is a dirty game, boy. But it's
a $1 billion game. It's fucking up this country.
It's fucking up this country.
It's one of our biggest problems in America.
Oh, no question about it. Because people don't really realize how easy it can kill you and how often it's killing.
Right.
Well,
it's easy to get addicted to it.
And then what's the stuff? The Narcan? Narcan, right?
That's heroin.
No, I know.
Right?
But then they bring you right the fuck back. So
they got all the drugs. They got all, and you got to pay for that shit too.
Narcan's expensive when you get the hospital
bill. Pay for that too.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
They all make it. And they charge the hospital triple the price. So the hospital, you can get it in fucking Mexico for $17.
But you can go to Mexico and get it. You save money on the drug, but you're also in the trunk of a fucking Toyota because you get kidnapped.
Yeah. Mike,
God taketh away.
Can you talk about the Narcan? Yeah. How that brings the zombies right back to life instantly?
In a second. It's actually scary. They're OD'd on the street. We come over. Boom, boom, 2 shots of Narcan in the nose.
In the nose, yeah.
And they jump up, and we're told after you give Narcan, you have to hold them down because they shoot up like a zombie and they don't know where they are.
Right.
That's nuts.
Now, how can I get my hands on some of that Narcan?
I'm sure the addicts are getting the Narcan, right?
I'm sure the party kids are getting it. I mean, if it's doing this for the addicts, I know party kids like this, we doing Narcan tonight.
A lot of junkies and stuff, people on the streets always carry it with them if their buddy ODs.
Wow.
But do you think some of these guys are going down just so they could get the Narcan high?
No.
That's
a violent. That hurts you.
You never know.
You don't know how good heroin is. That's why you're asking this foolishness.
Just because you do like light heroin with your shaman up in your ivory tower.
I haven't seen
that ghost powder back in my nose, Shamanooch.
I haven't seen the shaman, I'll have you know, in a while.
Thank God.
I'm sure.
You were starting to get weird with that shit.